Welcome to the Dank Swamp Rebellion's 50th anniversary special. How lucky for you. Doesn't that sound great? 50 episodes of DSR, oh my god. How could it be? You know, it's the extravaganza of a lifetime. You only hit 150th anniversary, but not Dank Swamp Rebellion. We get two. We put it together in two separate episodes, spectacularly. An achievement only met by others of another caliber other than the Dank Swamp Rebellion, but sure as fuck not anyone less than 50 episodes deep. 50 deep.
Yeah, well, y'all back for the part 2 of the Dank Swamp Rebellion's 50th anniversary exuberational spectacularium of extraplanetarium galactic gold. So yeah, you got about another 2 hours of this shit, so you might as well grab your beer or three, you heard me?
Episode 25 is an absolute crucial episode, an epic episode in any podcast, especially a young podcast life. And
Why is that?
because I just feel like it's that,
I feel like it's Jack Harrow.
yeah, man, I'm on cloud Harrow right now. I just feel like that there are milestones that you try and get to as a show, right? And when you hit your 25th, you want it to be kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So we hit our 25th with Stride, and I'm super proud of the 25th we had. We actually had a super awesome guest on the show, Rattlesnake Dre.
My buddy Andre decided
Man.
to grace us with his beautiful stories. And man, such an awesome guy. Can't wait to have him back on again. And it's true. He is the man, the myth, and the legend.
Welcome to the Dank Swamp Rebellion. We're here once again. I'm Cody. We're gonna see what's up today. We got T. Blanche here. What's going on, man? How are you today? Well, that's Blanche. One fucking Yeah, I hear it.
Doing good, man. Like I stopped taking Phil's medicine, and I'm feeling a lot better, dude. Like I feel like a person again.
We'd probably feel better about you borrowing his meds that way if you would share. But you bogarting all of them is not fucking cool.
And now look at Phil.
I'm back on the meds. Walking up again. Belligerent Phil's here. Also, we have a special guest for you guys. We've been talking about this for a while. Actually, on the last show, we had mentioned it. We have Andre Brunet here. Say hi to the listeners.
What's up, guys? I am Andre Brunet. I am also known as Rattlesnake Dre. That is my character on YouTube and Instagram and now TikTok, which I'm
TikTok's a whole another world, ain't it?
Yeah.
How's it feel to be a personality outside of what you normally are, which is a fucking huge personality in the first place?
Right. Okay. So, I mean, my step into, I guess, the minimal stardom is not nothing super serious because I was only noticed in public a few times, which allowed me to see, like, wow, this is the perks and this is the really shitty parts of being
Right.
a semi-celebrity.
At least known, right?
Noticed.
Right.
Notice
so
me.
Basically, I got free cheese sticks, a couple free beers, and then 2 weeks later, it was all gone.
It fizzled out.
It's back to, hey man, how you doing? You doing great? Okay. But,
The cheese sticks have run dry.
yeah, so sad, because it was a glorious 2 weeks while it lasted.
So tell us a little bit about what you do, man.
Okay, well, so my latest venture I was on the History Channel in 2019, and in a little while I'll get into how I made it to the History Channel, which was a little bit of determination. I had my personality ready to go from years prior.
Yeah.
And a whole lot of luck.
You've been cultivating that a long fucking time, man.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I was doing something, and I guess at the right moment I figured I'm gonna jump on this and I'm gonna give it everything.
So the background song on that was, it was one of the more fun endeavors we took on. super inspiring. We wrote that after we did that episode. Tyler composed everything. I wrote the lyrics, and then Tyler was the vocals on the verses, and I was the vocals on the chorus. And we're super proud of that. We were so happy that when Rattlesnake Dre heard that song, he loved it. He thought it was everything that encompassed his character. And if you're new to our show and this is the first episode you're listening to, and you want to go back and listen to the 2 Rattlesnake Dre episodes we had, because we had so much content, we had to split it in 2. We're about to show you another clip from the second episode. But go check him out on Instagram and on YouTube. He was actually on the History Channel.
Yep.
And he had his own debut episode on there. So check him out. Super cool cat. Very, very knowledgeable guy of the area, too.
It's so much fun to write theme songs to guests because you have that really cool, like, you're not starting from scratch, you know. You have an idea in your head and you just get after it.
And it's an odd connection. It's hard to explain, but when we wrote the jingle for the Cajun Twist for Anthony, it was an instant connection. He loved it, and we were proud of it, of the product that we put out. And it's because it encompassed what we knew about him and what we felt about that place when we walked in. And the same thing with Rattlesnake Dre when he was here. Everything about that song was inspired by not only what he is, but who he is.
Absolutely.
And the next clip that I picked for you guys to listen to is the absolute favorite story that Rattlesnake Dre told us while he was on the show.
Not a lot of people know this. Jean Lafitte was a pirate back in the early 1800s. He did not have allegiance to the United States or the British or anybody, but he was a huge force in the Gulf of Mexico. He had multiple ships. He would rob the U.S. as well as the British ships. Did not give a shit. His brother was named as Pierre. He had a store, which still stands today. It's a barroom. It's the oldest barroom in New Orleans. Would sell all the contraband that he would steal out of the ships that would pass, okay? So, Jean Lafitte, the British offered Jean Lafitte money to fight the Americans, okay?
Like a mercenary.
Right. Jean Lafitte was, how do I say that? Well, he just said that the money was so small that they offered him. He was like, I can't even think of the word.
Shortchanged,
basically,
undercut.
He was just like, you motherfuckers. You offered me basically
They're passing him the Mizat.
Right. They offered him just a couple bucks to come and fight against the Americans. Pissed him off so much that this guy was... Jean Lafitte was a character. He was the first true gangster. Did not give a shit. He would rob a ship, and he would walk on the ship, okay? A lot of them would give up on sight of a pirate flag. They would see it and know, like, we're going to get killed.
It's over, yeah.
Right. He would walk up, say, who's the captain? Whoever the captain was, sometimes he would stick the sword through and through his stomach. Those days you were dead if you got a sword stuck through your stomach. He said, this is now a pirate ship. Whoever's second in command can become a pirate, and you will run this ship. You will give me half, and you and your men split the other half. Or I will kill you all and sink your ship. And most of the time, they would take the deal.
Yeah.
So Jean Lafitte did this for about 10 years in the Gulf of Mexico.
That's so badass.
Right.
That's awesome.
I have another story of I've probably walked in the same footsteps as Jean Lafitte too, and I'll explain that later.
Oh, I know this one.
So Jean Lafitte was approached by the British. He refused their offer because, they basically embarrassed him by offering him such a small amount. Him and the general of the United States Army hated each other. He had put a $500 bounty on Jean Lafitte's head at the time. And $500 at that time was a very, probably multi-$1,000. And Jean Lafitte turned around and put the governor's head and said, "I'll give $5,000," which is probably close to $1 million nowadays. So he would just do that just to piss people off, because he was the first, like, he was a troll. He didn't care. He was out for Jean Lafitte, pirate lifestyle.
He was the one.
So he agreed to fight with the Americans just to piss off the British. He had stole multiple ships from the British and actually used their own cannons, gunpowder, and cannonballs against them and slaughtered them in Chalmette.
Wow.
Killed them. Said that he would wait because he wanted... Jean Lafitte would wait for the British soldiers because they would walk up. His pirates would flank them. And he also had Native American pirates. Because when Jean Lafitte would come into the Gulf, there was Native Americans all the way from Florida all the way to Texas.
Yeah.
So he took some of these Native Americans. People think that the Indians died out a long time ago. They still had Indians in the 30s that rode on horseback into Washington, D.C. Go look it up. So some of the Native Americans were the baddest motherfuckers that Jean Lafitte had. They wouldn't even hunt. They wouldn't even kill people with rifles. They preferred bow and arrows because they could shoot probably about 20 or 30 arrows by the time it took you to reload your gun.
It's still like that. You ever met a Dardar?
Yeah. I have a very good friend of mine that comes to my
There's
house.
some badasses, bro. You want to fight a Dardar? I always ask before I'm getting a fight, what's your last name? Dardar? Nah, fuck it.
I'm good.
Yeah, you going fishing? But to get to the ghost story behind the whole thing, Jean Lafitte had Native Americans while they were fighting in this war. So when nighttime would come, they would shut down all their war activities and they would fight again the next morning. Jean Lafitte would send the Native Americans. They would strip down all their clothes, probably strip down naked, not to make a single noise. Would sneak into the British encampment, into the general's tent, and kill just the general and sneak back. And they would send letters to the generals of the American Army in a peace treaty, like a peaceful, to say, can you please stop sending the ghost at night to kill our generals? Wow. Because they could not fathom that people were sneaking into the tents, cutting their throats, and
There's
sneaking
no way someone's so quiet, like,
Right.
you ain't met a Dardar. They'll sneak your ass.
And that's testament to the Native Americans that lived here, that there's still bad motherfuckers out there. I know one personally. He bow fishes. He sees in the dark.
And he don't even use a bow. He just takes the arrow and throws it at the fucking fish.
I'm not gonna say the guy's name. I'm very good friends with him. I've seen this guy shoot a bow in the dark, nail a fish, bow fishing. I'm like, dude, I can't even see. How did you do that? I've seen him jump underwater, come up with an alligator. And I was like, that's not natural. No, not at all.
Why couldn't that be on Swamp People instead of them fucking idiots?
That's some kind of shit that
No, instead you got Shelby shooting and driving boat through,
Who gives a fuck? Watch
God
this dude
damn.
fucking destroy nature as it's made, you know?
That's the America we live in.
300-year-old tree, I'm gonna cut it down.
Whereas this dude's planting a 300-year-old tree. Fuck
Right.
with his dick. Fuck, man. That's nuts.
Point me in three.
To get to the story about, I have searched on one property. I don't want to give up where it's at because I hope to one day get back on that property.
Sure.
I found Spanish doubloons on this property.
Whoa.
Yeah. The two guys I've hunted with have also found them. They've found bigger ones that are worth probably $2,000 to $3,000. The one I have is from 1804. It's a half real. And this was... The 1804 was in the middle of when Jean Lafitte was a pirate. He stopped being a pirate around 1814. They lost.
So was this around the same time period where the Spaniards were in search of the Fountain of Youth?
Yes. Because the Spanish were all over in Thibodeau, all over in South Louisiana. They're the ones that sold Louisiana to America.
True. Yeah.
So there's this one property that I go on. If you do your research enough, you could figure it out from what I'm about to tell you. But Jim Bowie, that fought at the Alamo, died at the Alamo. Mm-hmm. His mother and his brother owned the house on this property that I went metal detect on.
Oh, wow.
It was years and years later, the Civil War passed through that same property. So I was on that property looking for Civil War era artifacts. While on that property, a guy digs up a button from the War of 1812. Wow. And we said, hold up, this doesn't make sense. He said, maybe, somebody from there lived around here. We started doing a little bit more research, found out that Jim Bowie, the owner of the Bowie knife, his mother lived there. Okay. I dig more into it, I figure out Jim Bowie and Jean Lafitte were business partners. Jean Lafitte had captured a few ships in the Gulf, were full of slaves, killed everybody on board, kept the slaves. Jean Lafitte was wanted in New Orleans, couldn't step foot in there, so he would give the slaves to Jim Bowie, he would bring them into New Orleans to sell them, and then bring the money back to Jean Lafitte, and they would split it. So on that property, we found stuff from the 1700s, even the 1600s.
Holy
coins, and all Spanish coins. My coin was from basically South Mexico, like the Yucatan Peninsula. The other coins were dotted on the way back north towards. So the only way these three coins would traverse from all the edges of Mexico into Louisiana, it's not because people are on horseback, it's not because people are traveling like that, because it would take
That would never happen.
months or years, or probably never happen,
Transport.
unless you're in a pirate ship.
That's fucking
Where
nuts,
you're going
man.
into all
That's
these
wild.
ports, and we found 3 coins from 3 different Spanish cities that they were minted in the Yucatan or South Mexico, and that's why I know these coins were held by pirates. They were traded for stuff in Thibodeau. That's why when I still have that coin, I plan on making it a ring so I can hold it at all times. But it's so crazy to hold something and think back that 200 years ago, a pirate set out on a ship and had this in his pocket.
So, girl from the game show, do you want to be held by a pirate like a doubloon?
Well, it wouldn't be my first rodeo, but sure.
On that note, so thank you to Rattlesnake Dre. Once again, check him out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. He's on all social media platforms. He's probably got a OnlyFans with that bent dick. Shout out to you and your new wife and your broken dick, man.
Enjoy.
Congratulations. I hope she's boning up that U-turn penis on that honeymoon. So good job. So we're just gonna go ahead and go right into our next little clip called
The secret is you have to shit in space. It floats. Does it really?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would. So what you got to do?
So
You just pick it out the air like with a doggy bag and put it over your hand?
Vacuums and bags.
yeah, I've actually kind of looked into that.
Yeah.
Imagine a system that helps you kind of suction your butt to a seat, so that you're shitting
Sucks the poo
into.
out of your ass.
Yes.
Kind of, because you need to sit flat against the surface so it can cause a vacuum with there's a
So basically you have to create a
device in
seal.
there.
So like Jackie Kennedy could not have shit on the space station. She was too thick.
Too thick jacking.
I think they like they make you line up there. Let me see your ass. Oh, no ass? Yep.
Sorry.
Get on. You can shit okay up there.
Like brushing their teeth is weird. Like showering up there is fucking super weird. There's no running water, right? Everything's in a vacuum. So they have little bags of water that they squirt into the air.
I bet
Yeah, like-
Bukkake's weird too.
Oh, I bet. I'll fucking bet. Like, I bet you jacking off in 0G like that feels super fucking wild.
man.
But once you get to the success of what you're trying to do, then what do? You gotta like grab it out of the air before it sticks to something.
No, you won't be able to because like a rocket, it's gonna like push you the opposite direction of what you're projecting forward.
You slam into the wall from
You're
your
gonna slam into the wall backwards and your shit just go flying forwards and all over the fucking place. There ain't no catching nothing when you're going backwards.
The lube is coming off of your hands and like little small speckles of
motion.
water and like.
Yeah, so you would have a cup in one hand, and then when you go to jizz, you swipe at it
They float right
Before
over
it
the tip
gets-
of your dick.
before it gets out of hand.
Yes. I don't know why every time I listen to that episode, it makes me think of Mark Wahlberg.
I do want to know why, though.
Because of the Mars movie, when he was stuck on Mars and he had to use the poo to make the potatoes.
Oh, yeah, true.
Poo to make the potatoes. Also, there's a voice from the past on that episode.
Was there?
There was.
What was that strange juggalo-ian?
Well, it just so happens that I kept using content we had that was really funny from when Halen was here before he moved. And I used it anyway. Fuck it.
Yeah, he loves it.
He said goodbye, and then I kept using this shit because it's like we had so much content. And the reason why we didn't use some of that content is because it wasn't as relevant as certain news stories that were coming out. And political bullshit. So we were trying to cover that at that time, real time for you guys. But yeah, who cares? I mean, it's still good stuff.
It was some continuity errors, but you know, that's it's DSR. It's bound to happen.
The biggest continuity error is right here.
Oh, they hired me to the red about for 90 lights before I got here. I like to drive with the old saying 4 on the floor and the 5th under the seat, man. You ever had that? I'm very excited about something that's coming up really soon. You remember we used to go eat at that old restaurant down the bar, that little place called the Cajun Twist, man? You remember that T Blanche?
Oh man, yeah, that's a nice place.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you some of the best fucking oysters I ever had, bro.
Oh yeah.
Well, they opened up a new place. You heard about that?
Wait, what?
They opened up a new place up the bayou. They down the bayou, and now they opening a new place up the bayou. And they called Grovon and said, bruh, you them rebellious motherfuckers you be running around with doing all kind of shit and something else and some more. You think you come down here and say something? I said, fucking right, yeah.
They said that?
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah,
I got that in writing.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to be doing that soon. We're going to do that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, free oyster pull bar.
That's all it takes? Ooh.
Maybe that's all I want.
That's all you want? Fucking A, man. Well, let me ask you something real quick. What do you think? Where would you put the Neuralink on you?
Maybe I'd probably put it on my chode. And for y'all don't know what that is the taint, the tizzy, the nerpium or whatever. That's a scientific term, the nerpium. The road map, they call that.
The seam, God's seam.
Let me ask you something. You ever seen a lady friend that had one of them?
All the time.
Them things that was like 4 to 10 inches long between the ass. The ass and the pussy was about 10 inches away. You ever seen one like that?
God's seam.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So that's a 10 from Apple
But I
Maps.
think if I had to, I would want to put it there because they say that they want it in the most sensitive pressure point. And in Grovon, that's my pressure point. If you're gonna do like some type of Japanese job or something, that's why you want to bring Grovon down. I'm giving away a secret because I had a few too many beers today. But if we're in a fight, that's how you get Grovon. You jab him in that little area right there. Done.
Karate chop to the
So
taint.
how like what noises will you make if someone just went yeah
Well,
to the
first of
taint?
all,
So
let me tell you something, bruh. You ain't gonna sweep the leg on Grovon, bruh. I've been watching Cobra Kai on the net chills or whatever they call that.
that chills.
But you ain't sweeping my fucking leg. You might try and stab a chain, but you ain't sweeping the fucking leg, man.
One finger death blow.
Yeah, I love that band One Finger Down Below. They got that fucking stupid song about, oh, daddy, you fuck me. Yeah, I hate that shit.
Oh, that's corn.
He's doing a jutsu.
So Phil definitely 122% has a period every month.
He does, and we capture it live with audio software.
So I think what's gonna happen is is that Phil's search for love on the internet is going to bring him to a weird crossroad soon.
Oh,
And
we're
it's gonna
already there.
Well, I told you.
He's already starting, man.
Dude, I know Belligerent Phil. We're not soulmates for any fucking reason.
I'm getting better, so that means he's starting his downfall.
That's right. Yeah. Can't you motherfuckers just take your meds?
One of the reasons why we started to go backwards is because we wanted to show you progression, right? And part of that progression is also of where our country's been. We've said it before that our show is somewhat a documentation of what the history of 2020 was.
A little bit, yeah.
So, starting at the most recent progression of violence in our country is when there was a man who was killed by police and they started to riot. And Tyler and I had a customer who we had an interaction with. And we believe that this was the reason why they were rioting.
Well, what's going on, man? What's fucking with you?
I mean, I try not to let the general public get to me after, by the end of the day, or just the daily operations of how we have to go about life now because of COVID. And I'm having a hard time with being grateful because I have to be grateful. You know what I mean? Like, I'm grateful that I have a job and I'm working right now, and shit could be a million times worse, right? But I'm mad that I have to be grateful because this is the situation. You know what I mean? It's a pain, and as an adult, you have to just deal with what hand you're dealt, and the way you define yourself is how you deal with those problems. So, of course, I'm going to carry it on my back and it is what it is. It erodes you the longer it lasts.
It does, because today I met I wish you guys could see me right now put these air quotes around my fucking mic. Police officer. I met a police officer.
Air quotes.
Actually, you fuckstick piece of shit. You work at the motor pool and you don't even have fucking jurisdiction or any type of right to arrest anyone. You have no fucking nothing. You have a sewn on badge, dude. And this dude pretty much told me that he could do whatever he wanted because he was a cop. Like, literally to my face, dude. And then I thought to myself, that's the motherfuckers why they burn police stations now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he had a sewn-on badge.
It broke down my thoughts of everything that I think about. Yes, I don't believe in rioting against the cops. I believe in riot, but that's one of those cops that they're rioting against.
Exactly.
Mom said that when I had a star on, you're supposed to treat me like a man.
All right, Officer Motorpool.
Yeah, you're welcome, sir.
Aye, Captain. Well, he is the embodiment of why people are pissed off at the police.
I'm the embodiment of white trash.
He is that. I'll give him that.
And it's motherfuckers like these, or just people in general that just don't get the situation. Now, I know that people live lives that I don't see, obviously, but there's a certain respect that you should have for people that are trying to help you out, and not like I'm demanding this because I know you have to do it. In pre-COVID life, that was a general rule of thumb how you should live. If you respect a human being, you get the respect back. Whereas if I say, fuck you, you piece of shit, how do you expect me to react to that? I'm not gonna want to help you. And I'm in a situation right now where I don't fucking have to help you if you're being an asshole like that. Normally I don't help you if you're being an asshole like that, but now I'm racist if you're black and you call me a piece of shit and I don't help.
So I think...
So that was, fuck you, Officer Motorpool. I'm still heated about that.
Moral of the story is, this is some wise words of wisdom to live by. But at the same time, if you fucking with something like that, or if you are like this, there is time to change. And if you don't think so, then fuck you too.
Let me end this statement by saying we do not condone violence. We do support peaceful protest, but riots and looting, setting fire to businesses that cause people who are already struggling enough through these times already to lose their jobs, we do not support that whatsoever. And for those that do, go fuck yourself. Next topic.
And not to mention, like I said, if you want to burn down the police department, that's kind of a Gotham thing to do. But, like, it has nothing to do with anything else. Like, that's so fucking random.
Shit.
To, like, just start goddamn burning down and looting other shit. And then, y'all was stealing random shit. Y'all were like, yo, you know what? I'm stealing this mannequin. Like, the dude, the mannequin man, he was, like, stealing all the mannequins. They're like, what are you going with this mannequin? I'm gonna fuck him. I don't know.
Trannikins.
Yeah.
Like, it's like he saw...
Trannikin Skywalk. He's like, I'm gonna dress it up like Christian Haydenson and make some love to it.
This tells you right here that the Rebellion is the most positive podcast on the airways. We took a riot and turned it into a laugh riot.
Nice.
I'm just saying.
Good word association.
When you take a riot and you turn it into, well, you know what? Let's not riot. Let's make fun of Christian Haydenson being fucked as a mannequin.
It's way better.
That's art.
It is.
That's art.
I mean, that's you don't learn that. You learn that from the streets.
So if you listen to the last episode that we did, which was our 50th episode, part 1.
Yeah.
Our Spectaculoso, we said that, you know, we're pretty damn close to a musical with all the sing-alongs we do. And Tyler and I, we reference the 90s a lot because we love the 90s. We're you know, a lot of people hated the 90s, but we were kids of the 90s and we were influenced by it and we liked it. And this is one of the influential moments of our lives.
Mentos commercials, that's what it was. You remember those weird ass Mentos commercials?
Oh yeah.
It was like he was sitting on a park bench and like he had a pack of Mentos and like the chick noticed him from far away and she thought it was his dick. He's like, yeah, I see you, girl, checking out my junk, checking out the junk in front of my trunk.
I think the most disturbing one is like the guy's in a full-fledged suit on his way for like a meeting or a job interview. Sits on a park bench, gets high from paint fumes, and then realizes that he's sitting on a park bench with wet paint on it. So instead of doing the logical thing of like rescheduling,
I remember that.
this motherfucker starts rolling around in it and turns his
And striped his shit.
He does a DIY stripe suit instead.
Mentos
thanks to
fashion
Mentos.
full of life.
Yeah, I mean, like, and it starts
Staying fresh for you, staying fresh, staying cool.
Mentos for all of life. Fresh makes better.
And we're sued.
Even though that's not my penis, that's hard. It's just some Mentos in my pocket and you're a retard.
I'ma pop one in you and you'll love it too.
I put some Mentos in your puss and then pour in a Diet Coke. It'll make some foam that might make me choke.
It's like the volcanoes that are dormant in Hawaii.
I used to make them when I was in science class in 3rd grade.
Fuck Mr. Vedros, fuck Mr. Vedros.
Fuck you, Miss Callahan.
Science isn't for everyone, it's definitely not for you because you're a failing man.
And not to mention other subjects like English and reading and math and anything but lunch.
I learned Black Dog just in spite of you. Just an eighth grade class member could show you up on guitar in a science classroom.
And if you listen later on, you realize that that's a true story because on our Halloween episode of Heaven and Hell, we
really
addressed that. And I asked specifically, what's your heart on for Mr. Vedros? And we go into that.
We got to the bottom of it, and it was all through the beauty of call and answer.
It was. And that was one of our more heartfelt performances, I feel. And, man, the harmonies.
It was raw. Raw Mentos.
You think we need another musical?
It's about time.
Sing-alongs are the way to go. Hope you guys like it.
This isn't the first first time we've had a breakthrough on this show because there was a young man that sat in the same seat that you're in now, Gerald. He had a breakthrough when he realized that poking the dark spot on a starfish stemmed all the way back to an uncle touching him at the deer camp.
That's very unfortunate.
And very real.
Shout out to Halen.
And the chocolate starfish.
And the chocolate starfish flavored water.
Yeah, man. That's when we learned the word cloaca.
Yeah, we didn't know that, man.
I have no.
Never heard of a cloaca before.
We still don't know what it means, and I was here.
Well, it means a vagina hole with a penis inside.
And an asshole.
See, that's just a
Wow,
magic
they're like
trick.
the trannies of the fucking aquatic world. Tranny of the sea? Put that on the side of a can of tuna. The tranny of the sea.
I thought that was a stingray.
It sounds like the hospital down the bayou.
Dick clit tuna. Tranny of the sea.
Dick clit tuna. Tune in to Dick clit tuna.
We sound like the outro of Robot Chicken for a second.
It would be Jim, be Dick clit and the tuna. Dick clit and a tuna.
Is that like a cover band for Hootie and the Blowfish?
Oh, what you know when you're going down.
Dick clit and the tuna.
Like we always talk about doing those fake commercials. This could be one of them.
Dick clit and the tuna.
The funniest thing to me about that dude is when you say, "Oh, when you know when you're going down." You didn't realize how in context that was, but it's also because you didn't know the real lyrics.
It's beautiful how things work out sometimes.
Man, I'm
Dwayne.
telling you, that's good shit, dude.
You
That
know-
makes me laugh every single time.
You know what else is beautiful?
What's that?
There's a little bit of something that we address kind of often on the show, or back in the early days, the first editions, and it's a little bit of Kim Jong-un.
So it just makes
The good thing about that though is that old Kim Jong-un, he said they found a copy of his will, and he said that if he goes on to be with the Lord, that Lord Jesus Christ the Savior, Mother Mary, and all the other fuckers in the church. But
You forgot some, but okay.
But they opened up his will, and Lawrence was there with all the kids and sisters and all the motherfuckers and all the peoples and all that. And they said, first of all, it was like Hillary Clinton to have all his pantsuits. That's them.
Just gonna get them bedazzled with this.
Yeah, no, so all my Elton John pantsuits, that goes to you, Hickory, you fucking murderer. Because of you, bitch.
So,
You really start to hear the audio quality take its dip.
we really worked so hard, guys, over the last year to make the production side of the show better and better for you guys. We want you guys to have the best experience you possibly could have. And we believe that, our new president, I think he wants Joe Biden. I think he wanted when he was running, he wanted the best experience for us all. So God bless America.
So I got this theory, okay? So we talked last time about how Joe Biden said that if he was reelected as president, that he was going to put 750 million women back into the workforce in the U.S., right? Mm-hmm. And we had come to the conclusion that his math was fucked because there's only 328 million people in the U.S., so that's more than double the population. But you know what? I figured something out, right? And this whole Tiger King thing got me thinking. And I was like, what if old Joe is just so sneaky and so smart? Maybe he's not losing his shit, Maybe he's a mastermind. Maybe he's going to open the borders. And the only people that are allowed to come through are underage Mexican girls. And then whenever he gets them here and he uses them for whatever his purposes is, like smelling their hair, or they got to make him soprasatas in the morning while wearing a G-string. Whatever it is old Joe likes. Whenever they get to an age to where they're no longer useful, he shoots them in the head and then he buries them in a pit, just like Joe Exotic did. So I think he should come out with a whole campaign. Instead of Joe Exotic, he could be Joe Erotic.
That's the sequel.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
So Joe Erotic, sniffing them around, sniffing them out.
We get to live that out in real life now.
We do. We get to have that every single day.
That was fiction at the point of recording.
We got to a point to where we were at episode 15 and 16, which was a two-parter. And that two-parter had a lot to do with an icky, sticky green substance that is inhaled or ingested, which makes you one with nature and God, whatever that God may be. So we did an homage to this plant on 420. And here's how it went.
Yes.
You son of a bitches. You're giving all these fucking 420 happy birthdays, and y'all don't remember the most important one.
Happy birthday.
Stephen fucking Marley, bruh. Bob Marley's son. The son of a bitch was born at 420.
How he did that?
Bruh.
How the fuck did he do that?
How the fuck did he absolutely fuck on the day he needed to and make the bitch
How did he do that? I want to know.
Practice. It had to be practice.
Yeah, he does have a bunch of kids. Which one? Which one is it?
Stephen Marley, right? Yeah, he was born on 420, 72 they call that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Oh, Bob and Rita, they call that. They had another one, and they said the placenta fucking was full of fucking resin.
Oh my god.
The baby was encapsulated with resin when it came out.
Like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
What did the afterbirth look like?
It had to eat its way out.
So as you can see, Grovant was definitely partaking.
These were high thoughts.
They were. My favorite part about that 420, man, I've had some awesome ones, is that you showed up early for the recording that day, and it was weird because I was ripped, man, and you weren't. You know, you don't really smoke, but you got here, and I could tell that you was feeling my vibe, and you were like, you just opened your MacBook, and you said, before we get started, I think we should write a song. And I said, dude, that sounds good. And within 30 minutes, you had a background track. I wrote the lyrics, tracked the vocals, and we ended out part 1 and 2 with our homage.
Our debut song.
Our debut song. It was the first actual song.
Yeah.
And we called it Urban Western. And check it out.
It was one.
It is.
So that
Fancy me more.
Well, that's Dank Swamp Rebellion 420. 420. We ended that with a bang, so that's nice. Good work, guys.
I think right here.
I can honestly say, dude, if there was like anybody that I would rather get high. I mean, there's probably a few people I'd rather get high with than you motherfuckers. But I'm just saying, like, you're a good like 4th or 5th choice. We're all right.
As long as we're in the top 10, fuck you. So.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Like, okay, so you know how we talked about our single that's gonna be at the end of this show here. We decided that we're going to make it a little extra special for you. Just to paint the picture, this one's called Urban Western.
There we go.
Happy 420, peeps.
Picks me up when we're feeling low. Single to my toes, to the ocean's waves from the sky above. It fills our hearts with love. And me, icky, sticky, lick that ziggy weed. Lots of flicks and splits we hit weed. Mean and green and so pristine weed. Bowls and balls and silly songs weed. 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 Makes things great like Jeopardy. It healed diseases like leprosy. And makes us love the ones we hate. Even our families we can tolerate. Icky, sticky, lick that ziggy weed. Lots of flits and splits we hit weed. Mean and green and so pristine weed. Bowls and balls and silly songs weed. 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 Makes us hungry and kinda spaced. When you give it to monkeys, they masturbate on a plate while eating grapes, while wearing skates with a G-string and a cape. Icky, sticky, lick that ziggy weed. Lots of flits and splits we hit weed. Mean and green and so pristine weed. Bowls and balls and silly songs weed. Vaping, baking all night weed. Hemp and hash and herb and tea weed. Weed. Loving that weed.
It's true, guys. We do be loving that weed.
Yeah, it really do be true. And for someone who's never written a Western track, I got to do two of them.
And you killed them both, dude.
Thanks,
like,
man.
literally fucking slayed that shit.
It was fun. And I think that's another part of why I contribute so much to the rebellion, is that it helps me grow, you know, as not just as a person, but as a musician and an artist in general.
Oh, absolutely. And I feel the same. The progression that we've had over the last year has been awesome. But yeah, 420 was an awesome 420 this past year, and I'm looking forward to the next one in season 2. I'm sure it's going to be even bigger than the last. But obviously, I'm a little more than elevated on when we're doing the show, or when we're doing anything, or when I'm awake.
Just in waking life. In
so we're down to episode 14, and we have a segment called Stoned Hinge.
My name's Alien Dufresne.
At least I wasn't named fucking Wolfpack.
But speaking of aliens, dude,
Alien
do y'all know
Dufresne.
about?
I know that, dude.
Do y'all know about this ancient alien place called Stonehenge?
Yes.
No.
Dude, I'm almost an expert on it. Really, I've been studying Stonehenge for years.
I've been Googling it the last 10 minutes.
No, I've known about Stonehenge a grip.
So
It's a good solid grip.
So I'm just gonna throw this out here just to kind of put a little fucking seed in y'all mind about that place. I think it's an old school stargazing facility.
Okay.
That's what I think.
In ancient times, hundreds of years before the dawn of man, lived a strange race of people, the Druids. No one knows who they were or what they were doing, but their legacy remains hewn in the living rocks of Stonehenge.
how come I feel like we need to have like a couple midgets come out and start dancing?
Stonehenge 'tis a magic place where the moon doth rise with the dragon's face. Stonehenge where the virgins lie in the prayers of the devils for the midnight sky. Stonehenge! But I think it was a portal at one time. I think it was a portal to get from one place on the earth to another, like Atlantis.
So, the Protoss, which is an alien race in StarCraft,
Dude.
does that exact thing. That's a pretty sick fucking concept too. Or it's like gateways.
I wish I could do that into abortion clinics.
So, in the back of the abortion clinic, it's actually just a portal to a cliff.
So basically, it's a Stargate to like a planet that's just nothing a giant, but a giant cliff.
Just tossing them on.
Toss a baby.
And the doctor doesn't know. He's just tossing the baby in a portal.
Yeah.
But really, it's like off of fucking Pikes Peak in Colorado or some shit.
They told him to go straight to an orphanage.
In hell.
The Cliff Orphanage.
Yeah, well,
Cliffside Orphanage.
You'll get there as quick as hey, what's terminal velocity again?
9.8 meters per second per second.
Facts.
Congratulations, that's why you're worth it, Phil. So, okay, Stonehenge, yeah. You know how heavy one of
And
those...
how they dance the little children of Stonehenge beneath the haunted moon for fear that daybreak might come too soon.
I can't wait to do the description for this fucking episode.
Stonehenge.
Oh, man.
I'm scared to try.
And where they now,
there
the
it is.
little people of Stonehenge? And what would they say to us? Stonehenge. All right,
Man.
go ahead.
Oh, man.
That's my theory.
Good time. Good time. Oh, Stonehenge. I think that segment was one of our first where we got theatrical, where we really immersed ourselves into the environment with the music.
We like to go in character.
Yeah, it feels like we naturally got there, and now it's just a staple to it. You know what else you hit to the dome is rims on a pirogue.
One time, I took me some PCPs, and I was in my pirogue. I was catching me some specs, but I was catching so fast. Next thing you know, I had 600, 700,000, 3,000 in the pirogue, saying like it was down to the fucking rim. And you know what? I said, you know what? I'm not gonna be able to paddle this back. So I jumped out and put the rope in my teeth, and I swam it back.
You know, you're not a real Cajun. You got rims on your pirogue.
Oh, shit, dude. Dude, they chrome. They fucking spinners, babe.
That's actually pretty badass.
Bro, I even got me some LEDs and a little fucking sound system in that. You the one who put the subwoofer in, you son of a bitch.
So, Grovant is always ranting on about this and that and the other, as you can see in that last clip. And this time it's a natural occurrence for Grovant Mayer to get pissed off with Phil. And here's just another one of those times.
So, how did those types of turtles get in New York?
Because some bitches come down here, they put out the fucking turtle traps, they put them on the eBay, they send them to the New Yorkers, and then the son of bitches have them as pets, and then they flush them because they can't feed them no more because they're a bunch of goddamn liberals.
Okay.
Hey, man.
I had a more reasonable explanation than that, but that just took the fucking cake.
Yeah, how you gonna follow that one?
I was gonna say a turtle farm, but fuck it,
Ain't no fucking turtle farm in New York. Well, how you grow a turtle?
PetSmart.
Can you imagine a turtle tree?
You gotta think this is happening. Okay, if
And let me tell you something, breeding turtle doves is a fucking lie.
breathing turtle dust.
Turtle doves.
Oh, turtle
Try to
dove.
get a dove to fuck a turtle. I tried. I did everything. I played Barry Manilow music. I put extra feed. I made it a cool, crisp 97.76 degrees, and the son of a bitch would not even get turned on. Matter of fact, the dove fucking died.
Did you try Michael Bolton music?
I tried Kenny G.
You know what it is, man? I got it.
Yeah, you remember that one song by Kenny G? He goes, once more, you look like a whore. From Titanic, remember? The girl with the big titties out on the sofa, he was painting her rosy.
Rose.
When my wife was listening to the show and he said that, that's what got her too, is when the way he said Rosie.
It's just
Because, Gravant's cultured.
Gravant just really evolved through the series. And he really made an impact.
I don't know about more evolved. I guess so, but
let's
it's
say
good. It's good having him around. He's good for a good laugh. He means well.
He was integrated.
Yeah, he's a good-hearted cat. In a very early episode, our 11th episode, we had to say goodbye to one of the co-hosts of the show, and that was Halen Dufresne. He left the show. We miss him dearly.
Alien Dufresne.
AlienDufresne.com. You can also check him out at aliendufresne.mpeg.
He went to big old mountain town village.
And also, this is going to be Halen's last live recording with us. Yes. He is going to be moving to Colorado.
Yeah, the mountains.
You picked a really good time to move, bro. Just saying.
I know. Everybody's in fucking chaos. All the cops are occupied with all the fucking freak out people and shit. And smoke weed and drive down the highway for 24 hours.
Is that why you're moving?
Part of the reason.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously a really good reason. That and just better pay at a job and fucking mountains. Who doesn't love mountains? Even if you're native to a southern state or even like super bayou like we are, you can look at a picture of a mountain range and go, wow, that's fucking pretty. So I just want to live around it instead of looking at a fucking picture.
So you want to just live around pretty shit that smokes well?
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what's the problem I got with the fucking mountains, bro?
Oh, God.
I ain't never seen no goddamn redfish in the mountains. Not once. You can't go to no restaurant up there and say, can I get a redfish courtbouillon? They don't know what the fuck a courtbouillon is, babe. What you gonna do?
I found a 6-hour drive throughout Colorado where you can go see like 12 waterfalls or some shit. So there's water.
They're gonna fucking redfish.
All right, Tyler. So, yeah, it's a very sad clip that we just went through. My boy Halen said goodbye. He moved on to a much higher elevation. And, yeah, we miss him. We miss him a lot, man. In the Ozarks or wherever the fuck he's at. We actually have a call coming in. Hello, caller.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, man? Bass, a bass from the past, a blast from the past, and the ass of a Catholic mass. What's going on, T. Halen?
Oh man, nothing much.
Man, it's good to hear you still alive, bro.
Yeah, it is, my man. Oh yeah, the city life hasn't killed me yet.
How's the mountains treating you?
Oh, dude, it's fucking pretty every day, and the colder it's getting, it's looking even fucking prettier. Oh.
How does the elevation affect your high now?
I'll be honest with you. I think it's kind of easier to stay high throughout the day.
Really?
Yeah, I feel.
Is
like
it also
easier
because
for me to stay
the
high.
air is probably a little cleaner? But I don't know, because they say that the Denver area has a lot of smog.
They're the lowest point, I want to say. They have like they call it the Mile High City or some shit. The change in elevation from the lowest point to highest point in Denver is over a mile.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
It's hard to believe. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, like, if you would have a bunch of factory-based stuff At like the higher altitudes, yeah, I would see where it would create fucking smog and shit on the lower parts of the city.
It
Well,
all sink to the bottom.
I can't see you.
Right.
I can't really see you missing South Louisiana because you didn't really fish a hunt or nothing like that. But bro, there's got to be something you missed, dude.
The fucking crawfish. I can't find real seafood here.
Yeah, I bet.
You're in a mountain.
Yeah, there's no fucking water around here though.
If it makes you feel any
Only
better,
from the sky.
right now it's a little early in the season, so crawfish at $8 a pound, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Man, I found a place out in Boulder here that gets seafood imported, but it's through like it's flown in. It's like 2 days or so that it takes the whole process. So it's like their gumbo and stuff it's like it's good. Tastes like a gumbo, right? It's not shit.
It tastes like a gumbo, but it's not really a gumbo.
It's not. Like
it's
not fresh.
It's vanilla. Yeah. I mean, they got shit over there that we can't have, like, you know, weed and getting high and having fun and
Damn, that's the toss up. You get to get high, smoke weed, and have fun, or have seafood. That's pretty fucked, bro. I don't like that shit.
That's a shit trade off.
That is. Why can't I have both? Give me my fried shrimp and my weed, bitch. I want both.
No, dude.
This fucking state. But yeah, bro. So have you kept up with where the show has gone? Have you seen the success of what's happened over the last year?
Here and there.
Well, that's good to know.
I don't have my Spotify subscription anymore because Chris was supposed to be paying that and hasn't paid it in a while because he's a piece of shit.
OT Chris. Yeah, we're close to getting that subscription base ourselves, so that's pretty nice.
Oh man, it's good.
Pretty soon you might start collecting royalties on like the 10 episodes you're in. So if you get a check for 10 cents every 6 months, just know where it comes from, man.
It was funny because we were just talking about how we listened. Like you said goodbye on episode 11, but you didn't leave the show till episode 11 is when you said goodbye. And you actually didn't really say goodbye until like episode 24 is when I ran out of content of me and you talking shit. So we kept using, after you said goodbye, we still used your content all the way through the 20s. We didn't give a shit. Fuck.
Hey, it's all good. Fuck.
Yeah, people like
your likeness was used, yes.
But I will tell you this, my man. Even today, I had to go ride down to Dulac to visit my my fishing guy. And my wife was in the car, and we were talking about the show because everybody knows that she owns the show. And she's like, man, I got to tell you what, I listen to the show. You know, I love the show, but I really miss Halen. And I said, you know what, we all do. The dynamic of that is missing, and we've never been able to replace it, man. Like, the spirit that you brought to the show is just something that's encapsulated in time. Brother, this episode that you're calling in for is our 50th episode. This is the last episode of the season. We're going on to season 2, and 50 episodes later, this is where we are, man. And just know that you did. You may not know it, but you left your imprint on the Dank Swamp Rebellion. And no matter where you are in life, man, you are always part of the rebellion.
I appreciate that. You know, I got a proposition. It's no longer an idea because I can actually present something I can actually accomplish probably. So I have an Airbnb contact basically. So I could get a badass cabin.
That'd be freaking phenomenal, dude. That would be fun as shit.
We wouldn't have to pay like any of the cleaning fees or service fees or any of that shit.
I'm down.
And on location elevation high extravaganza.
You know how sick that would be to do a 420 our 420 episode there?
Fucking right, yeah, man.
So Halen, I know you haven't been part of the you haven't been in the inner circle. But Dank Swamp's about to hit the road, man. We're actually selling the house. We're buying a school bus, and we are converting it into a tiny home on wheels. And the camper that we have, we're converting that into a portable studio. And so we're actually just going to take the show on the road and do production from the road, and we're going to be out there. So that's actually going to work out pretty goddamn good.
Bruh.
A year later, we're at that point, man. It's unbelievable.
Stuff you hear that outside your door one day. Know who it is.
It's going to be us.
We got some crawfish, Bab. Come on.
They still alive, Bab. We kept them alive in the toilet. Don't even worry. No, they got a blue color to them, but don't worry about that. It's going to be all right.
It is appalling, though, to live in a state that has it's like a culmination of so many different people from around the U.S. have moved here, and you cannot find good food.
And the combination of people I find in those areas, like there, when you go to Portland, Philadelphia, those type of places, Pittsburgh even, they move there for the wrong reason.
Well, I just moved here to get paid to do the same work more and to just go to the store and buy weed.
Right.
That's why I moved here. But I did find a really sick fucking barbecue place out here called Slinger's Smokehouse. Oh, dude. They get venison and bison.
Oh, shit.
Oh, bruh.
I'm into that.
I can munch down on some of that.
They're supposed to get, they're supposed to be opening like a sister company within like sometime next year, where it's going to be all the same connections of getting the meat that they get for the actual restaurant, but they're going to do beef jerkies and cold cuts and like bring them a whole animal. They'll butcher it for you type shit.
Oh, I'm going to bring them a gator. I'm going to fly one up there. What y'all going to do with this? Can you imagine eating a big old bison? You ordered a bison ribs. It looks like some shit off of the Flintstones. It's a fucking huge,
for real.
3 foot tall rib rack.
Two ribs whole, or whole fucking table.
So
Dude, that's awesome,
when y'all
man.
moved there, did y'all bring that shit eating dog with you? That little meth lab?
Yeah.
How are they?
Too hot, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah, she's on. What do they call that? 1 foot in the casket and the other one's on a banana peel type thing.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Been there,
She's
done that.
blind. She runs into shit.
Damn, dude. You need to blow some weed in that fucker's ear, man.
I used to. All these years Jenny and I have been together, I used to get that dog high all the time. And about 6 months ago or so, I tried again, and she like started to flip out. I was like, okay, well, never mind.
You let it detox for too long, and then you got up there to some of that medical marijuana and hit it too hard. It didn't know how to handle it.
Oh, the stuff here is fucking potent. It's fucking ridiculous.
We tried to fill your seat with a cat named Alex, and I don't know if you heard, but rest in peace. Alex actually died, and the irony of it is, he died on the southern border of Colorado at the Grand Canyon, because there was a sign that said "Do not pass this point" in order to take selfie, and of course he was on mushrooms, so he did, and he fell to his death. So
are you serious?
It's pretty ironic that you moved there and he died there.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's like we can't.
It's like we can't fill the chair because something happens.
To replace. Someone's gonna die next time we try to replace you.
Did he fall in the Grand Canyon?
Absolutely. And the thing was, he was tripping so hard that he videoed it all the way to the splat.
Oh, bro.
Thoughts and prayers to his family.
It's not it's not funny, but he would want it to be, you know?
Especially that stupid look on his face, because if you can imagine, this cat looked like a transgender Tinkerbell with no wings. So he was pissed off because he just had to walk everywhere looking like that. And then it's all over.
Dude, to pay homage to him, at least he's one of the 12 on average every year that die.
You're one of the dirty dozen, bitch. I mean, thoughts and prayers. Sorry, I didn't mean
Thoughts and prayers.
I'm not
Damn,
trying to be
man, that's
insensitive.
wild.
Yeah, dude.
T's and P's, man.
Yeah. Them shrooms will get you, though.
Replace you, or we have to kill someone or something like that. It's the only way the universe could operate.
I think at the south rim of the Grand Canyon, there's a skywalk to where the little bridge over the canyon is made of glass. And I would like to believe that he thought that's what it was, and he was just trying to walk across.
Someone put a detour sticker.
Oh man!
Either that, or he's like, "Oh, check it out! I'm visiting the Cliff Orphanage again. This is where abortions are born." But yeah, man. We're super glad that you're doing good, man, and we do miss you.
Absolutely.
And don't ever underestimate the impact that you had here, man.
We're gonna get that cabin. We're gonna get that cabin in the mountains, and we'll do our 420 special. You heard it here, folks.
So y'all started doing the Let's Play thing for Donkey Kong or whatever, right? I mean, we could even fucking film it. I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah,
that sounds. That would have to document the whole thing.
Oh yeah, if we go up there, we'll have to just the whole time we're there, we're just gonna film the whole thing and just let the people have it.
We could fucking, if we wanted to do a trail, we could do that.
We could also kill off Phil for real. We could kill Phil for real
in the woods.
Yeah, like killing Phil. Like, hey, we're gonna do this skit to where this boulder falls on Phil and kills him. And once again, the whole moral is not that he's dead, is that he's escaped the Happy Valley Dream Survey. So nature's still kicking his ass. Either that or the diabetes will get him, because he is pre-diabetic now, and that's a big thing.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, his dick's going to fall off, but it's all right. He doesn't use it. It's just an extra.
It doesn't get much use.
It's an extra appendage that's just taking up space.
Yeah. See, that's like the gallbladder. You don't need that. Get rid of that.
You don't need that. You don't need an appendix, and you don't need your dick.
It's dead weight.
Or no
much more aerodynamic without that thing anyway. Who's gonna rub it off anyway?
Before we go, dude, so have you been too high to keep up with SpaceX, or you been watching those fuckers?
Oh man, if you want to connect the dots to that and all the other like crazy shit that's been going on in this country, I don't even think that motherfucker is real anymore. I think he's a fucking clone.
We thought he's a lizard person, and the reason why is because, like we said on the show, you've never seen him sit down. Because if he sat down, he's gonna leave fish slime on whatever he's sitting on.
Dude, I'm telling you, we think this is big. This is the precursor to something much more devious.
It's whenever he was talking about, he did the release of the public release of Neuralink. And he said on there, and the thing is that you would have Neuralink, but you wouldn't even know you had it. So that scares me, because if I go get a tooth pulled, I may walk out with Neuralink not even knowing that that's what happened.
That was a pivotal moment in history, that presentation. Because that's when the public could know that anyone could be among us. That's a cyborg.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait. It's the absolute and utter chaos and breakdown of society that it seems like this world fucking continues to like fall into.
I thought you were gonna say needs, because well,
you're
not wrong. You're not wrong.
I mean, in a way, You know, it's like, man, there's so many red flags and things are so connected and convenient. Like fingerprint unlocking your phone. Oh, well, ain't that just fucking convenient? You know, great. Like if I was a mad scientist and I wanted to invent a service that could be so efficient that it could identify someone off of just about 10% of seeing their face, testing something like that right now would be the perfect fucking time. Everybody's walking around with masks on and like their heads covered and everything because it's fucking cold season. And like,
True.
I know it's so fucking far-fetched, but the super like devious dark side of me can't help but notice that's really where the evil shit happens, is whenever no one's paying attention.
But the
And
thing is that you accept that because over the last 20 episodes of our show, we have referenced something that you've said or done in the past on just about every one of those episodes. And we always say that, like, man, if anybody's ready, it's Halen because he said it. Just jack me in the form I'm in now. Just jack me right into the Matrix and just let it absorb me. I'm ready.
Because I'm gonna be the glitch in it. I'm gonna be the thing that's aware of it, but along for the ride in a way. You know,
that's your early adopters fee.
Right. It's gonna get wild, yo. Like, at work, every once in a while, I tweak my back, and I'll make the joke, just take it out, just the whole thing, the whole spine, all the nerves. Well, I gotta have pain, right? Fuck that. Remove that. Put some kind of like silicon fucking component system in my fucking to make up my spinal column now. And instead of pain, I have a fucking LED light that's just like, ooh, easy, slow down. And it flashes when I'm fucking, you know, when I'm pushing my back too hard.
Yeah, we're going to Boba Fett the shit out of that.
Oh, Halen's backing up. Well, you know how much it costs to buy mass biometric data now on the deep web, right?
Yeah.
It's not that much. It's really not too much.
No, because all that shit's made in China.
Dude, for $50,000 and a hair sample, you can clone your fucking dog or your cat. It's...
Man, I'll just go to the shelter and adopt one for $50. Fuck it.
We are treading some fucking crazy waters with technology and intelligence.
And if Joe Biden really does take office after the first, it's going to get even crazier, man. I don't see us recovering from the world that we're in.
Well, we're definitely not going to be able to slow down or even stop the stranglehold that China has on.
Oh, absolutely! We will become that will be our first language, and English will be our second. And if we're caught speaking English, we're beheaded, man. I know it's coming.
It's wild.
But you're on the bleeding edge. We're on the bleeding edge. DSR is on the bleeding edge of technology. You heard it here first, folks. We've predicted the future. Halen's back on. He's predicting the future with us today on this 50th episode anniversary extravaganza special of the millennium. And the only way to submit yourself to the future is to open it wide open. Take that third eye and crack it right the fuck open.
Mm-hmm.
But don't listen to Third Eye Blind because
oh God, no.
There's just no point. But Halen, man, thanks for coming on the show. We will see you very soon, my man. And glad you're doing good. Check in anytime, bro.
I have to do this more. Like I said, if this works out, I can do this more. So.
We'll make it happen once Cody has better internet.
Sure.
Go to hell, you fucking Guido. Man, you gotta have that. You can't live without a goddamn redfish. And yeah, you can't live without a redfish. So, if you want to catch some nice reds, Go see Captain Billy Ellenwood, Dulac, Louisiana. His number is 305-393-6173. Tell him that Cody sent you, and put me on the biggest rat of my life.
That's right, man. You just showed that off on Instagram.
On our Instagram. If you want to see the massive redfish that I caught, well over 25 pounds. And he put me on four over 25 before 10 o'clock in the morning. Sight fishing. So the past year has also been a time of reflection, and reflection brought us to 9/11.
Yeah, because we're coming at you live from the 985. Check us out on the dsrtalks.com. Also on any other thing you like. We're on the iTunes, we're on Spotify. We're on, what else we on?
YouTube.
YouTube, Me Too, Holiday Inn. Get that.
And we talk shit up on Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit. We're on Twitter, is that it?
Twatler. We are
Twatter.
public enemy number one with Hillary Clinton because of Benghazi.
Yeah, oh man. My lawyer called, he said, Grovant, you gotta stop telling old Hickory on the Twitter that Benghazi every day. But you know what? Benghazi to me is like fucking 9/11 to the Jews.
What?
Yeah. When Hitler invaded the Jews at the World Train Station or whatever. Yeah, that happened in like 2012 or something.
Oh my God.
There wasn't no feelings involved. The dude's on the fucking plane. He said, which means we're going down.
There's no feelings involved when you're suffocating from all the gas, right?
Well, that's the way it works. That's the way it works, man.
That's a good thing they don't have that at Noonies.
Like, subscribe, and share.
Done.
That'd be dangerous.
Show your parents and your kids.
Yeah, they make a new pair of drawers now. It has a funnel attached to some drawers, and then the other person it has a tube coming from that's attached to a rubber face mask, and the fat person farts into it, and they said whenever enough farts, methanes, gets into your noses, that you start to feel like fucked up. Well, Grovant felt real fucked up because my old lady had crystal methane. So I started seeing some weird shit.
Grovant saw some weird shit and is some weird shit.
He really is, man. It's I've seen crystal methanes once, and it was at Cacciarella.
Yeah.
The Cacciarella Festival.
I also knew a crystal meth, and she used to dance at Stilettos.
One time this kid was like, bro, it's my 21st birthday, I want to go to a strip club in New Orleans. And they're like, which ones do you recommend? I said, none of the nice ones. Don't go to like Rick's Cabaret. Go to like Stilettos. Somewhere.
Right, son.
When you walk in and you breathe in and the herpes are just in your lungs.
You can wipe the hepatitis off the stage.
Smell the muff when you walk in.
You can have sex with 14 strippers for $127 in 45 minutes. And that's a record.
So for all of our math whizzes
And I
out there.
did that on an election year.
We were not lying. If you go to Stilettos, it's a very cool place down New Orleans. Now,
Fucking Mentos fresh cool.
not sponsored.
But no. Shame.
But one thing that we did talk about at one point was how different diseases that they had in the 90s are not really, heard of today.
Right.
And this is one of those things.
I think clap is dead, though.
Is it?
When's the last time you heard somebody actually say they had the clap?
Probably when
In the 90s, people used to just scream it from the roof, I got clap! Nobody cared.
Shouted from the fucking
They were just
rooftops.
excited they didn't have syphilis.
And that holds well today. I am excited. I don't have either.
I as well. We're doing a good job.
And the rebellion is one step ahead of the times and always ahead of their time. And I just spoke about them like they are not us.
You referred to us as them in the third person.
That's the pronoun I prefer.
Oh, word.
Is them for us. And Tyler came up with this idea back in the Gap that would blow the PS5 out of the water if anybody produced this thing.
So those like rhythm porns and shit are like perfect for you. It brings back the good old days.
You know the Saber game, right? The VR Saber game.
Yeah, Beat Saber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mix that with porn. And you.
So like we should do like crisscrossing the tassels on the pasties or something.
The entire time you playing the game, but really it's just a self-suck machine.
So yeah, like
$299.99 for the VR experience.
That's the next hit. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a hentai version of Saber game. That way, in rhythm, you have to basically get off this bitch or jerk off in time to this song.
You're gonna lose it every 5 seconds. It doesn't matter how many times you restart. You're gonna lose within 5 seconds.
The developer already knew that, so the picture just plays anyway. It's just little shit flying at you, and that doesn't mean anything. But you could do it in rhythm.
You could.
You could write it yourself, and you could follow someone else. So, like, if you recorded your jerk-off session in whatever rhythm you use, you could sell that other session to someone else so they could jerk off in your rhythm, too.
Yeah, that'd be a hell of a
So it'd be like you jerking them off, but in a totally masturbatory way.
So now all of society is stuck in their homes jerking off and selling videos to one another.
You literally just described a digital Dutch rudder.
Pioneers, folks. Pioneers.
That's gotta be a really cool sticker.
Trademark. Trademark with the R, the little circle around it.
It's literally the silhouette of a guy jacking off at his computer and another guy jacking off at his computer.
And the fucked up part is that we actually made a prototype in Tyler's garage.
Yeah.
And we pulled straws to see who would get to use it first. And of course, Phil pulled the short straw, so he got to use it first. And none of us ever got to use it again because he broke it.
Yeah, he fucking really rigged that one up.
Well, he found out that he was digital Dutch ruddering his cousin and his Uncle Porn.
He did that before my invention.
So we're down to episode 6, and
here we go. Yeah,
we're getting to the beginning, to what we call the genesis of a rebellion.
And here's the thing that really pisses me off in regards to the aftermath of what our president decided to do and how to decide to take action. Hollywood has also responded at the same, on the subject as well too. Rose McGowan, since we were talking about Harvey Weinstein earlier, she's actually one of his alleged victims to basically kick off her career with Miramax, then eventually in Charmed and TV cinema. This is what she said on Twitter. On January 2nd, it was posted right before noon. All right, so here's what she says from Rose McGowan's Twitter page. Dear #Iran, the U.S. has disrespected your country, your flag, your people. 52% of us humbly apologize. We want peace with your nation. We are being held hostage by a terrorist regime, meaning Trump. We do not know how to escape. Please don't kill us. #Soleimani.
You know how you escape? You fucking move. One, I would love to have her go there, and then they catch that bitch reading a book, and then they cut her pussy lips off. Like, literally, that's what happens, bitch. You love them so much, go live with them. You want to go live in a third world country where they still fuck goats, but it's not okay for you to read a fucking book. It's not okay for women to learn. And you're giving them props on Twitter, and they're sitting here telling you that you're a piece of shit because you're a female.
Yet little does she know who the man that she is defending. This man is responsible for creation and selling of IEDs to other terrorist organizations that have mangled and killed our troops on the ground indiscriminately.
Wow, what a role reversal. If I've ever heard one.
What do you mean?
So many positionals, changements. So many. Okay, so right off the gate, we're obviously talking about some rather sensitive subject matter, which is
I agree.
pretty natural for us. But I find the position in which we were in has shifted quite a bit in the year, right?
Yeah.
I was probably a little bit more leaning on the liberal side of thinking, heavy along with Phil. Phil was pretty heavy.
Yeah. Phil's still a libtard. He's just in the closet.
And you were mighty conservative.
Oh, yeah.
Like blazing the trail.
Not to a violent stance, but just a stance.
Yeah. And I think we found ourselves in the middle now.
Yeah.
We really kind of just all collectively.
I just want to clear that up because some people took that little rant right there as hate speech, but if you really look deep enough into it and you open up your mind to what I said, you'll see that was all about women's rights.
Yeah. It sure was.
And yeah, so then we went to the NOLA aquarium.
Damn, son. I ain't fucking around. I know some shit. I know some things.
That's wild, bro.
Too. I know.
You know a thing or two?
I know.
Well, tell me the second thing you know.
A brown star is a very different option.
We learned that from Halo.
Yes, we did.
Dude, if I go to the aquarium next weekend with my kid and I see your face posted up,
Well,
Do not let in the petting tank.
we got an email that we got 4 free tickets to go since we promoted it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm down.
Look how excited Phil just got. Like,
So you got whales?
dude, fucking.
Can we smoke inside, dude?
No whales for you, bro. No. Not at the aquarium.
Dude, we're talking about the NOLA aquarium. They know whales.
You don't want those whales.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Bro, they got like 3 redfish, 2 specks, 4 bass.
They got the train tracks, too.
Bro,
And the IMAX.
you saw the catfish exhibit? They got a flathead that's 35 pounds.
That's good eating.
Yeah.
You're the type of motherfucker that go fishing at the land aquarium, aren't you?
I go fishing wherever the fish are, okay? I don't care if they're in a private pond. If they put fish in there, it's for Grovon to eat. What they gonna say? Grovon, stop fishing in my pond. Okay, when I get my limit, I'll leave you, son of a bitch, me.
And that's not a lie. That's not a lie.
That's just normal.
Apparently, we had a weird fascination with aquatic life back then also.
We did.
Because episode 4 was dedicated to this Chaco starfish.
Freaked me out the first time I saw it too. I poked a starfish in its butthole once, or cloaca, whatever you want to call it.
So you got it pregnant. You touched his poo.
I stuck my finger in it.
Why?
It was dark.
Oh.
It was dark at night? Or?
It was at a zoo.
It was like,
I was about 8 years old.
It was at a zoo. Man.
And I
What the fuck
poked
did
it.
you do? You just like climb into the aquarium?
I think we need to dive deeper.
Yeah,
into
we
this,
need to rewind because we
Okay,
missed something.
So what happened when you was a child what poked you or what made you poke it? What happened? No, like literally. No, you think I'm saying this like, oh, you got
it had.
That's textbook.
Look,
What happened?
it had a pokeable dark spot. I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
A pokeable dark spot.
My favorite.
Yeah, this definitely sounds like an uncle situation, like at the deer camp or something, or like just.
I didn't have an uncle.
Everybody got an uncle somewhere. It might have been just a guy that while your dad was at work and your mom was like, oh, this is Uncle Bianca, whatever.
The milkman.
No, your mom was the milk lady, probably. But no, like.
It was at the deer camp for sure. That's where it all
was at
happened.
the camp with somebody and some poked something. And that's why you feel the way you do.
That's why.
We're going to get to the bottom of it. It may not be today, but one day, it's called a breakthrough.
Hey, look, this is.
Lots and lots of mental and spiritual healing has
There's a lot of
happened.
A lot
on
of
this show.
breakthroughs.
Not just for us.
No.
For you guys too. I mean, you're
for you too.
the
you've also had breakthroughs, and it's not because of us, but I'm just saying you did.
But I feel like we had a hand in it. I feel like we held them along. We nudged the breakthrough and said, "Look, guys, you need this breakthrough, and you gotta tap into your artistic side." And that's one thing that, even though Grovant is a very spicy kind of life kind of guy, he's always been able to tap into his artsy side.
Boudreaux and Thibodeau decided that they was going to take up art. They was going to go to art class. All right? So they get to art class, and the first day is called like a Oriental Sam. You know, when you get, it's when you get acclimation, Sam. So they sitting there, and the little teacher lady, she's going through the motions. You know, y'all gonna need some little some brushes. Y'all gonna need some paper. You know, easel. You ever heard of that? Yeah, you put the paper on that. So she said, I'm gonna give y'all your first assignment. It's pretty easy. She said, Bab, I want y'all to go home. And she said, tomorrow, I want everybody to come back to class dressed as an emotion. And boy, the class kind of looked around. It was all kind of just weirded out. They didn't know what to think, you know? Yeah. And she said, yeah, I want y'all to come back dressed as an emotion. And then y'all going to paint each other. Oh, yeah. So boy, Boudreaux and Thibodeau laughing. They went and said the bar had a beer, and they was so confused. And said, man, Boudreaux, he said, how we gonna dress as an emotion? He said, I don't know, bro, but if I gotta sit here all night and drink to figure it out, I will. So they sat there all night, and they got hammered. The next morning, show up for class, the door swings open, and all of a sudden, everybody, you can hear a pin drop. They get quiet. And the teacher lady looks over and she says, Boudreaux and Thibodeau, what is y'all doing? She looks over, and there's Boudreaux. He's standing in the door, and he's holding a pear between his legs. And he's buck naked.
And a pear, as in the fruit?
A pear.
Or parrot?
No, a pear. Like a pear, like you eat a pear.
Oh.
Yeah, a pear.
A pear, okay.
And his pinou was in the pear. She said, what did you do? He said, you told me to dress like an emotion. She said, what emotion is that? He said, I'm in this pear. All of a sudden, Thibodeau walks in. He's got his pinou in a bowl of frozen yogurt. She said, oh my God, what kind of emotion are you? He said, I'm fucking disgusted.
So, that was
classic.
That was episode 3. This is when we're still recording in Phil's kitchen.
Yes, we were. That makes sense.
So it was about this time last year that the rebellion was starting to form, and in lieu of the holiday spirit, this is what you get.
That is literally my only bitch with the LGBTQs, is that I think they're such bandwagon motherfuckers. It's like, dude, get your own cause. Like, I identify as a dude. I want to be a dude. I want to be a girl. Like, I'm a girl, but I don't have girlish tendencies. Like, I don't cry at Lassie.
No,
That's kind of like started it, right?
But in regards to the LGBT community, I have no problems if you're, like, any one of the genders that have now sprung up out of the woodwork. Like, I accept you for who you are. If you identify as a man, cool. If you identify as a woman, awesome. No big deal, but a lot of athletes are having an issue with trans men and trans women trying to go into the Olympics, you know, especially with the weightlifting class as well, too. Now, South Park recently bashed a lot of the trans women who are female weightlifters, but, like, honestly, at the end of the day, I'm like, you're fucking cheating.
And she goes, Slovak.
Like, no, it has nothing to do with the buffalo, shark testosterone steroid injections with the Slovakian woman.
I love a woman with a washboard taint.
I don't know.
What kind of melody do you think we can generate with that?
I don't think I could be with a woman that had
What's
abs,
that?
though.
The dun 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 dun
For a second, it's like
Transvestites on Beer Orchestra.
Sale!
Dude, I heard that too. I heard that shit too, man. That's fucking great.
The Transvestites on Beer Orchestra brings you sale.
Smoke weed every day.
No, like the problem is that you have all these trans female weightlifters that are breaking all these world records, but the fact of the matter is that they're cheating. It's a man I don't want to say it's a man posing as a woman, but at the end of the day, it's a man posing as a female athlete breaking world records.
Wasn't there a guy in the UFC that one day started identifying as a woman, started competing against women, and
kick that
beat the fuck?
I'm like,
well, yeah.
3 of them.
I'm like, yeah, that's a track. At the end of the day, I'm like, this motherfucker is literally air quotes manhandling women, beating the shit out of them. But where's the outcry for? I don't want to say pathological abuse because Ray Rice and his wife aren't in the ring, but
I don't remember the name, right, to tie to the actual fighter, but I'm pretty certain I remember reading up about.
It was Chris Brown. He beat that bitch Rihanna.
You know what?
About this person, this guy,
Way to go, Chris.
that trained in UFC for years, competed for like a year and a half, started identifying as a woman, and beat the fucking piss out of a few women before the UFC was like, hold on a second.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's fucking bullshit because, like physically speaking, I'm not talking.
I don't have a problem with it. Come on.
No, I'm not talking about mental or sexual attraction or mental or sexual identification. I'm talking about physical, physics and biology here. I'm like, here you have a guy.
Yeah, like the difference between a howdy and an innie.
I got an innie howdy. You want to see it?
We were a little more conservative back then, and it's not that. I feel like I still have some of the same values, but less and less. Also, I care less about all of that shit. It's just like not worth the fight.
No, and I think that's what it is. It's just
But I also want to show the difference between us and Antifa. You know what I'm saying? Because they're still doing dumb shit, burning shit down and all, but we're not. We're all about peace and love. And dude, go outside, do something, breathe some air, smoke some weed. It's okay. Nobody gives a shit.
We're breaking
Watch some
down.
Charles in Charge.
Yeah, speaking of boners, from Happy Day, not Happy Days.
Fucking Chachi, bitch.
Fucking Chachi.
You got a boner for Chachi?
I like my shit chachinated.
You know what? The whole Joni loves Chachi thing.
Yeah.
First of all, Chachi, you could have done better.
Yeah,
Joni looked like a fucking altar boy. If Joni would have been in Homa or Lockport or any of them like sorry ass places like we had where we had hot little Cajun girls with big tits at 10 years old running around, you'd have never made it, Joni.
And that's actually true. You'd have been fucked, Joni. Sorry.
Isn't that amazing? That was our first bit. It was fucking Happy Days.
Happy Days, yeah. Our first bit was Happy Days.
How beautiful.
I think, yeah. And the thing that I got Happy Days and Charles in Charge mixed up.
What a fraud.
It's because I thought Charles was cooler than Fonzie. That's just me.
Well,
But I also thought Fozzie Bear was cooler than Fonzie.
yeah. They could have hung out more, but
At this point, that's episode 1, guys. We've come to the end
you've did
of the road.
You really did it.
You've done it.
If you're hearing this now, that means you've stuck by us this whole time. And if you haven't, then you have the opportunity to do it.
And you will.
Because we're not going anywhere. Here we are.
Season 1, we have entitled Genesis of a Rebellion. You have come on a journey with us, and you have decided to keep going on that journey into Season 2. We want to give you guys just end out the season with just something special for you guys that means something to us. So we took the last 50 episodes and we've compressed it into the next 30 seconds.
So thanks for the love.